I really don't think this is it. Okay, this health is really low. Okay. Wild Hunt, dude.
We meet again, Wolf. Have you fulfilled your destiny?
Salamandra is dying, soon to be a memory.
Salamandra means nothing. It was but a particle of chaos, the tool of the madman you just slew. Your past, your destiny, the reasons for your resurrection, all remain unknown.
Verbs, nouns,
words.
Let me remind you, there is death, but there is also choice. I shall not look back. I shall find Salamandra and fulfill my destiny. You were wrong. I come for the soul of someone whose path often crossed yours as it was written. You may fight me, but the end will always be the same. Death.
The question is, whose?
I cannot be killed. You can delay your end, but it will come. Let us tend to the one already dead. Reflect on your deeds, Witcher. I stood near you when you arrived at Kaer
Okay, attack for
and
something
open
else.
of its downfall. I observed as you judged the villagers of the outskirts, leaving only
Protect
blood
Abigail.
and fire behind you. You brought death upon Raymond, endangered Shani, mindful only of your goals. Chaos followed in your wake. You slaughtered dozens with your witch's sword. You helped create the foundations for
already
the
had
Order's
that.
fanatical reign. You left Vizima in chaos, only to
That was
bring
the elves.
destruction upon murky waters. Every one of your decisions brought further devastation. Each choice you made led to greater evil. The Order to which you handed power aims to eradicate all who are not entirely human. What say you to that, mutant?
Stop.
Do not deny it, Witcher. You are my greatest champion, a perfect means of destruction. Wherever you walk, death and chaos follow. Now, as it was years ago, accept it. Do not fight it. Give up to me yet another man you destroyed.
Jacques de Aldersberg is mine.
You dare to oppose me? I sense your weakness as your life seeps from your wounds. With every drop, death draws nearer. You stand no chance against me. Yield
So,
to me.
yes. Like, you are my tool of destruction and chaos. It's like, they didn't attack Kaer Morhen because of me. They're after the secrets. Which probably wouldn't have happened had we not saved Alvin. Assuming Jacques de Aldersberg is Alvin. So my brain is now actually, yeah, we actually kind of are actually at fault. And we've, you talk about the soul of someone who you've crossed paths with many times. Like, but I've only really met Jacques de Aldersberg, what? Once in the swamp, once in the mirror, once in the cloister. And this is kind of an extension of that last one. So we've met him 3 times. If we then start going, but Alvin is like, you've got Murky Waters, you've got the village, you've got Vizima. Admittedly, those are kind of a bit connected, but you get a lot more from that. Okay. So then it was the village. We fought to protect Abigail because she was an innocent, I think. Raymond died because of us. That is true. We endangered Shani. Not particularly. She wasn't really that badly endangered. But there was no thing where she was endangered. Still not going to do it, which I assume is... Oh, and it's like, oh, and that was it? I think we're on full health. I think we were on full health. And then it's like, hey, you're dying. Like, I don't think so, mate. Never. This is between him and me. Yeah, we're not going to hand over someone to the king of the Wild Hunt. We fought him a few times already.
Never. This is between him and me.
You aim to kill him anyway.
True, but for my reasons, and they're nothing to you. Clear off while you can. Go before it's too late.
You want to fight me? So be it. Your flight from death ends here. Draw your sword.
I was afraid you'd suggest chess.
He is the agent of death. So that's obviously 7th seal, I think it is. King of the Hunt. I assume that means we're going to use... we can't really oil our sword, can we? Strong style. Yeah, we're on full health. I think we're using fast style. No, strong style looks better. Just the two of you. Oh no. Didn't mean to do that. Go back a bit. I'm moving a little faster than I think I should be. It's a little distracting. Like when I'm running forward. I want to finish this guy off. And then it's just... deal with you, Mr. King. I leveled up! Woo! Right. He's now at full health again.
That sword is for monsters.
Which then raises the question, to quote Hunchback of Notre Dame, what makes a monster and what makes a man? Sing the bells, 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 bells. And a focus on the amulet. Album? No, amulet. That one. Ominous music. Are we going to be in another fight?
You're awake, Geralt. I was getting worried.
Dandelion? Where's the Grand Master?
A few steps away. He's dead. For a minute there, I thought you were gone too.
Hardly a pleasant nap. Was I out long?
Well, you missed a few things. The rebellion's been quelled and Foltest has regained control of the city, with assistance from the Order.
How's Siegfried?
He was here a second ago, keeping an eye on you until I arrived. Then duty called.
I wonder how he'll manage as Grand Master.
Well, I hope. What about you? Did you succeed?
Yes. I'll take the final element from Jacques and close this chapter.
Alright, to end the story, I must recover the stolen secrets the Grand Master should have. The remains of Jacques de Oldesburg, Grand Master of the Order of the Flaming Rose. Oh, that was the thing! That was the thing! That was the thing! The King of the Wild Hunt had the same voice actor of Jacques de Oldesburg, I'm sure of it. It's because there were other voices behind it for the King of the Wild Hunt, and because... Come on, brain. So because of that, and because of, and because of course they put a bit of distortion on it because he obviously suspected, he's like, ooh. He sounded slightly different, but I think you could hear every so often there was the odd word that was like, oh, that's Jacques de Oldesburg. Maybe the King of the Wild Hunt was doing it deliberately. Who knows? I don't know why, but... Right, let us take the final secret. Dimeritium amulet. Didn't we give Alvin one of those? That's a quest item as well. Sealed jewelry box containing the last of the stolen witch's secrets. There we go. Something ends and something begins. Right, what do I do now? Because I assume that is it. I assume.
So, did you recover everything?
Know what I found on the Grand Master? A Dimeridium pendant.
The one you gave Alvin?
I don't know. It looks the same, but older. He
Yes.
must have worn it under his armor for years.
A true keepsake, perhaps.
Maybe it was his way of repelling hostile magic. Or it was there to control inborn abilities, unrelenting visions.
That's something we'll never know.
It doesn't matter. Jacques de Aldersberg, if that was his name, is dead. End of story.
What's next, Geralt?
What do you mean?
Come now. You've recovered what was stolen, punished those who hurt you, you played politics and dismantled conspiracies. You've loved, you've killed. You've come a long way, Geralt.
The Witcher 2?
What do you intend to do now?
I'm tired. I want peace and quiet.
I'm tired, Dandelion. I want peace and quiet.
As I thought. I've known you for years and never seen such fatigue in your eyes. People expected too much of you. Yet as always, you rose to the challenge, no matter how unreasonable it seemed. Don't get me wrong. I'm overjoyed to be able to talk to you again. But perhaps you should have stayed
Avalon.
there, on the Isle of Avallac'h.
Seems I'll never find rest.
What can I say? Godspeed on your path, Witcher. Jacques de Aldersberg's funeral drew masses. All wished to bid farewell to the man who had saved Vizima. The bloody street fighting ended. People saw the knights as heroes. Non-humans faced greater hatred than they did before the rebellion. The king's edicts punishing the Scoia'tael caused a mass exodus of elves and dwarves. History can at times be cruel. The king turned a blind eye to the iniquities of the Order of the Flaming Rose. The new Grand Master, Siegfried of Dunel, reformed the Order, consolidated its power. The sorceresses failed to consolidate theirs at the court of King Foltest. The king punished or exiled those who had plotted against him in his absence. New fortunes were made amidst the ruins. Some won, others lost. The natural order of things. Few knew what had really happened in those days in Vizima. They were those who destiny had brought together with Geralt of Rivia, yet they chose to remain silent. What then happened to the Witcher? That is a different tale entirely.
Okay, so it's throne room. Okay. Something else going to happen now, or are we just going to the credits? I don't think the credits would be like this. Sleepy guards.
Temeria and Redania are allies, thanks in no small part to you. For your toil, a worthy pouch of gold.
Your Highness. Master. Farewell, sire.
A job well done. Uh-oh. Oh. Insert Monty Python reference. That's not good. No. Are the witches going to be the bad guys of the next game? Oh dear. Based on the novels and stories of Andrzej Sapkowski. So, Game Vision. Normally called graphics. So I assume that's just like the person who kind of came up with the idea of the game. So here we are, credits. As standard for the credits, we will ramble over them and kind of encourage people to see who put together this great game. This has been rather enjoyable. I mean, there's two key parts of a game to get right. The beginning has to grab you. And I think that the game here did it quite well. I like the idea of it being having amnesia, because then that allows the character to be created by the player a lot easier without having to focus on the canon story in the books. It's one of the things that was kind of for me about The Wolf Among Us, is there were some story options I would have liked more from it, but they weren't going to be there because it had to balance with the book. This game didn't have that. The other part you need to get that is helpful to get right is this ending, and I think it worked really well in my view. It was kind of pushing on. It got you to chapter 5, and at that point it's like, oh, I want to push on, and I was looking forward to every time I had to play this, which unfortunately is not something I can say for earlier on in this game, and you can probably guess that I'm going to be talking about chapter 2 there. There were points where almost every quest was, I need to wait for someone to come up with something. I need to wait for so-and-so to come up with something, and then I can go and talk to them. And essentially at that point what you need to do is you kind of needed to... I can't even remember how I got out of that. But you had to do something that in my view didn't make a huge amount of sense from what I'd figured out. Maybe I'm too smart for these games, I don't know. I don't think... I was just thinking about combat. I don't think the combat got easier towards the end, although it kind of felt that way. I think I was more getting used to, okay, I need to use strong against you, fast against you, steel against you, silver against you, and I was using potions a lot more towards the end of the game. Earlier on in the game, I was kind of not reticent to use potions, but I didn't see them as particularly useful. And then we've just seen it in the past few sessions where I have just walked through the game pretty much and just not really taken it. I've taken very little damage. I've certainly not died because I've been kind of working out potions and everything. I think they changed combat slightly in The Witcher 2. I've not tried it yet. Although I wouldn't be surprised if I end up trying The Witcher 2 combat fairly soon, he says. I want to see what happens next. I know that some of your choices carry over, but I'm not entirely sure which ones or how. So that's going to be quite interesting to see that. I did like that you kind of have, to think about Mass Effect, Paragon and Renegade options. So you have the options to cure Vincent. You have the options just to kill him for being a werewolf. You have the option to cure Ada or kill her. and if you do kill them, you get potion ingredients that can be used to give you a potion that will make you more powerful. So there is that aspect of hello menu screen. So there is that kind of set of strengths to it, where actually doing the right thing in many cases is disadvantageous, which I do quite like, because in many there were times in Mass Effect where it's like the good option is do this, and if you do the good option, you will be better off than if you take the bad option. So I'm trying to think of ones. I mean, having not played it, I'm not entirely sure how it works. It's like how it would work, but I suspect it'd be something like with the genophage. If you do sabotage the genophage, you lose the Turian and Krogan fleets, but you get the Solarian fleets. Whereas if you do, as I did, spoilers for my Mass Effect 3 run through, I allowed the genophage to happen, the cure to the genophage to happen, and so help Mordin and everyone. Which meant that I got the Krogan and Turian fleets, but I lost the Solarians, which for like 2 fleets over 1. I struggled a lot more, as you can tell. There were choices in here that I struggled with a lot more than almost any choice in any other game. And the key one coming to my mind is what to do in murky waters. Do I just take Alvin and run, or do I stay and try and protect the villagers by fighting beside the Order, on their side against the Scoia'tael? I don't know if I made the right choice. I mean, we got through to the end, so that's a thing, but is there a right choice to that? Is there a good choice out of those two? Is there an evil choice out of those? What is the right choice to pick for that? And I think that is something I hope is in later games. These really complex, to me, choices that are really quite complex. So, I hope that those kind of choices will continue. I've really enjoyed this game. Kind of from Chapter 3, like ignoring Chapter 2. And even then, it's only like the last half of Chapter 2, which was probably the lowest point for this game, which is probably not a good place. Well, it's not good to have a low point like that in a game, but having it kind of earlier and halfway through, it's probably not a great place to have it, just because people will then be kind of, I've only put in so much time. If you want to see another blind run through of The Witcher, I think Spiffy Squeeze started one before I started this one. But due to various real life things, he's had to kind of stop and start it. I don't know when he's going to restart it, but I think he's just got into Chapter 2 in his videos, and he may be coming back to it soon. So if you want to watch him play through it, kind of stumble through it blind, he might make different choices than I did, which that would be interesting. I want to go back and actually start watching it. I think it was Chapter 2. It looked like Chapter 2. I want to start watching it again. I watched a few bits of it because when I got ahead of him, just to see like what different choices he made. I can't remember anything pretty much. I can remember very little about the choices, about anything he did. I think he fought armored hounds before we did in this series. So, yeah, go and check him out if you want. I'm not going to make you. So yes, that so far is the end of Geralt's story until probably the next weekday when I will start The Witcher 2. I will be immensely surprised if The Witcher 2 doesn't follow this almost immediately, as happened with Mass Effect. So yes, indeed. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching.